In today's episode of the Pathmark Presents podcast, I have an interesting guest here with me today. I'm with Deniz Kuran, and she's hailing over from the folks over at Idiomatic. She's the head of marketing, and at Idiomatic, they're actually all about AI-driven customer intelligence to centralize and understand customer feedback. Because, I mean, what's more important than actually understanding how people perceive and use your product in order for you to make great product decisions? I'm very pleased to have Deniz on the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
Very good. So Deniz, tell us, what is Idiomatic all about in your own words?
Well, you actually said it very well. We are a customer intelligence platform, and we are artificial intelligence driven. We are a software as a service company. What we basically do is we have clients like Pinterest, Instacart, where they receive thousands of feedback a month, customer feedback from various data sources, which can be surveys, customer support tickets, app reviews, social media. And what we do is we take that customer feedback, we analyze and process it with our machine learning models and give actionable insights back to our customers, clients, about what their customers are actually saying.
Very good. Now, what types of organizations are leveraging the platform? Like, who is sort of, a great fit for Idiomatic?
We started in the enterprise space. So right now, the majority of our customers are enterprise. And I would say e-commerce companies, finance, consumer internet, those are some of the industries we are focused on. And the ideal client profile would be customer experience teams, voice of customer, customer support teams. And in some companies, product and marketing teams also use our product for product feedback or consumer insights. So it depends on which department owns the voice of customer. I think the key part for us is that our clients should be receiving at least 1,000 pieces of customer feedback a month. That's when our product works the best.
That makes it very easy to understand who is, actually benefiting most from the product. Now, who within the organization is bringing the product on? I mean, it sounds kind of like obvious that it would be somebody in, customer success, customer support, maybe UX, or CX. But, who would you say is the main champion within the organization, typically for Idiomatic?
Usually head of customer experience or director of customer experience or like managers. They are the ones who own the voice of customers. So yeah, our champions are usually like managers, directors in product, customer experience, voice of customer, or customer support.
Yep. No, that makes a whole lot of sense. Now, how do they learn about Idiomatic? Like, what's the journey that those, CX managers go through in order to learn about Idiomatic and getting started?
So there's kind of like before me and after me, because I'm the first marketing hire. Before I joined Idiomatic, which was last year, December, so a bit less than a year, it was a lot of word of mouth, referral through existing clients, cold calling, cold emailing. But nowadays, since I've built the marketing department, it's a combination of website, blog, social media, newsletters, partnerships, community work. We've done some paid advertising. We've done some PR and like thought leadership work. So I would say it's a combination of those channels.
Gotcha. No, that makes a whole lot of sense. But you mentioned the website there and the changing role of the website. How do you think about it today? Like, what role does the website play for Idiomatic?
I think our website, and I include our blog as part of our website, is our #1 marketing asset. The first thing when I joined Idiomatic was to say, like, let's redo the website. We've also done some rebranding, which I was like really excited to work on with my brand team, because I wanted to create a very informative and engaging and a fun website to look at. When you go to our website, you can tell with the colors and with the visuals, it's not your typical SaaS website. That was the theme I was going for, like our team, we were going for that. And I really wanted our website to be very informative because AI, machine learning in customer experience space, these are relatively new topics. There are not a lot of resources out there. So when you go to our product website, when you look at our solutions pages and product pages, you can see how our product works for different teams. But also we want to create a blog which would be a resource hub for our communities. So when you go to our blog today, it's not about our product. It's about customer intelligence, customer analytics, customer experience, AI, machine learning. We have lots of like articles, tools, templates, guides. We kind of want everyone to find something that's relevant to their day-to-day job when they come to our blog. So that's why we invest heavily on our blog and website.
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense. Now, where do you see room for improvement? And where do you see a strength of the website as it is today?
I think room for improvement for us, it's always conversion. I think conversion can always be better. We are getting those traffic. We are doing tests with our like messaging and like different landing pages, turning that traffic to demo requests. That there's always room for improvement there. And I think what's the question you asked for, like what we're doing well on the website, right? I'd say the content. We've been getting really good feedback about the content we provide on our website.
Very cool. I mean, it seems you have a very clear understanding of what is working well, where it needs to be improvement. It's very, very good to see. Now, what have you learned maybe over the last couple of years? Does not need to be necessarily with Idiomatic. Just, I mean, you've been in interesting marketing roles prior. You mentioned conversions. Is there any approaches, methods, tools that you've come across that are helpful when it comes to tackling conversions?
I think a lot of testing, I would say, because I've been working in tech for about like 10 years now. And I work in like different type of tech companies, whether it's like software as a service, e-commerce, education tech. I have this playbook, but in every industry, in every company that I've worked in, you have to adjust your playbook. You have to try different channels, and like what works in one industry doesn't necessarily work in the other one. So one thing I would say is just doing a lot of testing. For example, in customer experience space or customer support, community is huge. People learn from each other a lot. So that I was surprised by that. So that's why we started to invest in community work. But other than that, I would say just like testing a lot of different channels and like messaging, visuals, different approaches. It's important to fail fast. Like if something is not working, it's okay.
Yep. That, we actually hear that a lot on the podcast, and it's so true. Very, very true. Now, as a marketer, right, there's obviously a lot of things you could be working on, a lot of projects that seem, to drive maybe traffic and results and the likes. What's your daily life looking like? What's sort of the projects and the tasks that you are sort of involved with on a daily basis?
It changes, and I do like various types of marketing throughout the day. Sometimes I'm really lucky that I work with an outsourced team of specialists, whether it's like inbound marketing, content marketing, PR, or like paid advertising. So I usually try to spend the first half of my day doing the strategic work, because I think that's when the mind is like the sharpest. Whether that's like research, it can be listening to a customer experience or like marketing podcast, watching webinars, doing online research, planning, and like deciding like strategy. And the second half of my day is usually meetings, checking emails, making sure everything on the website, all of our channels is according to plan. And like different weeks, different months, we focus on different things. Like 1 month we can be really investing in say like thought leadership articles, and we're working with like a PR team. Nowadays we are investing heavily in like partnerships, go-to-market partnerships with other companies where our products complement each other and we target the same audience. So it changes, and I really like that because I like being a generalist. I don't get bored.
Very good. Now, I have some rapid fire questions to learn about your journey a little bit more. Are you ready for those? Yes, I am. What is the last book you read or the last podcast you listened to?
The last podcast I've been listening to was actually the Path Monk ones. But besides that, in customer experience space, Nuff Said, that's the name of the podcast. Nuff Said did a Voice of Customer series where they were interviewing different CS executives from different companies. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoy listening to other marketing or like CX executives or like professionals tell about their experiences. That's the kind of podcast I really like to listen. And for a book that I'm currently reading is by Brené Brown. It's called Atlas of the Heart. It's about emotions. And as I find it very helpful that there's so many emotions that we don't use them regularly. It's great to learn about them for storytelling. It's great to learn about them if English is your second language like me. So that's a book I would recommend.
Very cool. If there would be no boundaries in technology, right? What's the one thing that you would fix as a marketer for your role?
Predicting the future.
Pretty good.
I think that would be great. Like if I do this, how would that result? Because we do a lot of tests. We look at the data, we analyze it, we make some assumptions, we have hypotheses. But if there was a tool where, because like if I invest this much in this channel with this one, what would the outcome be? I think I'd like that.
What's the one thing or the last thing that kept you awake at night about the company?
I always think about like, what can we do next? What can we do? What would produce like better results? Because like I said, we do a lot of testing. Some channels work, some don't. If a channel doesn't work, I do get upset about it for a minute. And then I have to think about like, what's next? And I think that's when I find it really helpful talking with other marketers, talking with other people from the industry, because I can get stuck. But that's when I talk to other people, brainstorm, hear about what they've been trying. That's when I get my inspiration. I'm like, okay, let's try this as well. So.
Now, if today would be the day, right, that you are leaving UBC Sauder School of Business, right? You're heading out of formal education into the world of business. What's the one advice you would give yourself?
I think something I did that worked very well for me that I would give the same advice. Pick companies based on the people that you'll work with, not just the job description, because I think your team, the company culture is very, very important. I've been lucky with working with teams that I really enjoyed. And also, if you're a younger marketer, I say it's better to work in roles where you get exposed to different kind of marketings. So whether it's like content marketing, digital marketing, PR. So you see every bit of marketing and then decide if you want to be a generalist or if you'd like to focus on one area as your career path. There's no wrong answer there, but I think it's important to get exposure to different kinds of marketing because there are so many different types.
Very cool. Deniz, I really appreciate you took the time with us today to be a guest on Pathmark Presents and share the story of Idiomatic with us, but also your journey as a marketer. So I want to give you the very last word. If somebody would be forgetting all that we discussed about Idiomatic today, what's the one thing that they should remember?
Yeah, so if you're a company that's receiving large amounts of customer feedback and you're not doing anything with it, or you don't know what to do with it, or you're doing it manually, I'd say reach out to us and we can help you with that. We can help you surface insight. And how we differentiate in the industry is we have the most accurate and detailed machine learning models. That's why the insights we would give you would be the most granular. I mean, that's the feedback that we've been getting among our customers.
Thanks a lot for being a guest on Pathmark Presents.
Thanks for having me.